Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 5 of the Whispers of the Old Gods breakdown. I am Telpers, and today I'm joined by...
Me.
And unfortunately, that does break the pattern of Dynamite 7 to Falcofart, Dynamite 7 to Falcofart. We're moving on to card number 58 now. It's Twilight Summoner, a 4-mana 1/1 minion with a card text of Death Rattle, summon a 5/5 Faceless Destroyer. Now, there is no card art yet for the Faceless Destroyer, just so you know, so it's probably just a 5/5. Falcofart, what do you think of Twilight Summoner?
It's very slow because technically you play the 1/1,
Right?
and then what happens is your opponent won't kill it, right? So then you have to kill it, and then you get a 5/5, right? Which is pretty good, right? Turn
Right.
5, 5/5 plus 5 drop, let's say, right?
Right?
But then your 5/5 has done 1 damage to
Their 4
it's
drop.
done 1 damage to your opponent's 4 drop, let's say.
Right?
So it's kind of like 5/5, Valkyrie, deal 1 damage, freeze yourself in a sense.
Kind
Can't
of.
freeze
Yeah.
it. It's kind of like Valkyrie, stealth frozen for 1 turn. In a sense, right?
Kind of. Plus 1 damage. Because you gotta kill it.
Yeah, Valkyrie deal 1 damage, stealth, and frozen.
Anyways, I'm not a big fan of it. I won't try out Twilight Summoner, but there may be someone who enjoys
In
it.
Zoo decks, it might be run, because if you can buff the 1/1, it's very good. And with the Rogue, what's it called? The Rogue 3, the copy the Death Rattle, it's really good with that as well.
Alright, let's move into card number 59, Deathwing Dragonlord. Everyone loves Deathwing, the 10 mana 12/12 battle cry, destroy all other minions and discard your hand. But how about Deathwing Dragonlord, the 10 mana 12/12 death rattle, put all dragons from your hand into the battlefield. What do you think about Dragonlord, Deathwing?
Deathlord? Well, you see it has taunt, and then when it dies, it pulls a minion from your opponent's deck. Right, so.
What?
Deathlord.
Oh, that's what Deathlord is. Yes. What do you think about Deathwing Dragonlord?
It's not gonna die.
Well,
Like, okay, think of it this way, okay? 10 mana, right?
right,
You're playing against Priest.
right,
They Shadow Word Death it, right?
right,
Let's say Big Game Hunter gets removed from the game and can't kill it, or something, right? They Shadow Word Death it, right?
right.
Then you get a whole bunch of dragons and you basically win the game, right? But let's say you're playing against Mage and they polymorph it. You lose the game because 10 mana 1/1 is not acceptable stats. And same with Hex for Shaman.
Well, it's more like a 6 mana 1/1 because they had these 4 mana to make your Deathwing.
Okay? And then with 10 mana, you don't normally use up all your mana, right?
True, true.
And on the average turn. And then it's like what's it called? Against paladins, stuff like that. It's not gonna die. It might get peacekeepered, right?
Right,
The change to 1 attack.
right.
But what's gonna do 12 damage to this before it gets peacekeepered or hits your opponent in the face 3 times and kills them?
Right, right. I think, again, like you said, if you're not playing against a transform possible class like Mage or Shaman, then I think this card is fairly strong. And
See, the thing is, it puts your opponent on a clock. Like, it's like a 3-turn clock, right? Otherwise, it just hits them in the face 3 times. And once they kill it, they're basically dead. So they need to find a way to silence it and kill it, or have an infinite taunt wall, which won't work. Because if you're playing a dragon deck, you have other big creatures to put down, like Ysera, right?
Right.
You play this, and then you play Ysera. Your opponent can't just ignore those two cards,
Or vice versa.
right? Whatever, right? So it's kind of like kill this, but you can't kill it without silencing it, and if you can't silence it, you lose.
Right. I like the card. I'm not sure I'll ever be able to get it.
I think it's good, but not good enough because of how much it sucks against specific classes.
True. But I'll tell you who would love this card.
Brian
Dynamet
Kibler?
7.
Oh.
He loves Dragon Priest.
I thought it was Brian Kibler.
Well, no, the Dragon Master. Probably would
you actually
enjoy
knew that reference.
Yeah, see? See?
It was his card, by the way.
Wink, wink. Was it his card? Cool.
Yeah. They gave it to him specifically.
Moving on to card number 60, Forlorn Stalker. It's our first class card of the day. And it is a 3-mana 4/2 battle cry. Give all minions with Death Rattle in your hand. +1/+1. What do you think about this 3-mana 4/2, Falcofart?
So, 3 mana 4/2 is big game hunter stats.
Mm-hmm.
But big game people don't play big game hunter for the stats, so let's not think about that. So if you're winning, you want more attack, right? Because toughness doesn't matter because you're gonna hit them in the face with the thing, right? So basically, if you're hunter, by turn 3, you probably have stuff on the board. So it's okay stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
It might die to a 1-drop, but you probably won't play it then.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a sticky 1-drops like Zombie Chow anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Then the +1/+1, you're probably only gonna hit like 3 or 4 creatures probably.
Maximum. On average, I would say less than that in your hand.
And
On turn
because
3?
it has more attack, right? It will be better to play later on.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Later on, stuff dealing 2 damage later on is harder to do if all you have is a 5-cost creature, right? Because it's like...
Right. Especially with the attack cost, or the attack of Forlorn Stalker. You wouldn't want to throw in a...
No, you probably would, because 4 damage is significant enough to whittle you down, especially hero power. But, like, it depends if the hunter slows down enough to be able to play the Death Rattle guy. What's his name? Nozoth, the Corruptor that summons all the Death Rattle stuff, and then you play Death Rattle Hunter, and then Feign Death is gone, but that's fine. It's almost like they want to give Hunter Death Rattle synergy for no reason with this card.
I don't know. I feel like if we do see a little bit more, another strong Death Rattle card or two, I think that can definitely become a possibility.
Well, the thing is, a lot of Death Rattle cards, right? Well, some, right? It's about the body of the thing that comes out, not the thing that's placed.
Right.
So it might not be
just like Twilight Summoner,
or even stuff like Nerubian Egg. That is getting rotated out, but right.
Right.
And Haunted Creeper.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Actually, no. You want to buff the Haunted Creeper because it's a beast tag. But anyways, right, like, and the classic Death Rattles aren't very good, and a lot of the Death Rattles that are so far coming out aren't very good. But Hunters do have the Savannah Highmane, which is very good. So it really depends on if a Control Hunter comes out with the 8-mana summon all the stuff cards, and people are playing Hunters that go to turn 10 consistently and stuff, and Then they play their Death Rattle, summon all Death Rattle creatures card, the old god, and then they just fill up their board, and then they have this card just so the first time they play them, they're stronger. It could be good, but you have to build your deck around it, right? So it's
I
not the
agree.
best.
So let's move on to card number 61. Faceless Summoner. It's a mage minion. 6 mana, 5/5. Battlecry. Summon a random 3-cost minion. What do you think about Faceless Summoner?
So, for, technically, 2 mana, 5/5, if you get what you want, specifically, right? Technically. What's bad in the 3 mana spot? Your worst probably is something like Big Game Hunter, something with the big battle cry like that. You know of anything?
Forlorn. Whatever it was.
What?
What was it called? Forlorn Stalker would be pretty bad.
That's what I said. It's the same stats as Big Game Hunter. Is there anything really terrible at the 3 mana? Like Doomsayer, for example.
Yeah, there's no 3 mana Doomsayer, I'll tell you that. Or a Doomsayer-esque card.
Anyways, there has to be, it seems really good in my opinion. Like, I don't understand how this card is balanced. That's my problem, right? I feel like it's a typo, almost.
I would throw
Because
this
why
in every
wouldn't
deck.
you play this card?
I'd throw it in every deck. Every single one.
Yeah, you would as well, because you play like arena decks at rank 20.
Ouch. Let's move on to card number 62 before my pride gets too hurt. It's Demented Frostcaller. It's a 4 mana 2/4. After you cast a spell, freeze a random enemy character, and I've got it here compared to Flamewaker because it's the same type of thing after you cast a spell effect.
So it's like the same stats as Flamemaker, right?
Yes, it is the same stats except it's 1 mana cost higher.
So here's the plan, right? You wait till turn 10. Turn 10, you kept your coin all game. You got this thing, Flamewaker, then coin, Arcane Missiles, because you played Ronin earlier, right?
Okay.
Arcane Missiles. So you played 5 Arcane Missiles. Is that correct? No, you can only fit in 4. No, you Emperor Thorsen all 5 of your Arcane Missiles, right? You kill everything, pretty much. You freeze everything, pretty much. And you win the game.
You heard it here first. New finisher. Falco Fart. Demented Frostcaller, Flamewakers, Ronins, and Arcane Missile combo. 10 out of 10.
Honestly, yeah, Ronin might be played if cards like this become really popular. Just because it gives you a late game in Tempo Mage decks.
I agree.
But this might be played in Tempo Mage, but I feel like it's gonna replace Flamewaker, and people like Flamewaker's overpowered in a sense.
Oh yeah. But remember, Flamewaker's not going out in the next one.
It won't replace Flamewaker until Flamewaker's gone, right? It won't be played until Flamewaker's gone, and then it'll be played instead of it, right?
Yes.
If it was the same mana as Flamewaker, I could see it being played, but
It's 1 mana more.
freezing character's good, but since it says character, the card's bad. Because if it said enemy minion, you could get a specific creature every time.
Okay.
Right? Fireball one creature, and then it instantly freezes the other one, and you hit face with both of your things. But what if it freezes the face? Then right?
Right, it could just hit face over and over and over again.
If it only froze minions.
I agree. Alright, so moving on to the next card, card number 63. It's Servant of Yogg-Saron. It's a 5 mana 5/4 battle cry. Cast a random spell that costs 5 or less. Targets chosen randomly. Now, first off, I thought this card was weak, just like I think Yogg-Saron's weak. I don't like his ability. I feel like it's got too high of a chance to do something bad. But Falcofart says something different.
So this is Trump's card, and He's like 30% of the time, no matter what the board is, you have a good effect happen.
Really, it's that
That's
high.
stuff like drawing the cards. Holy Nova is always good because it's deal damage to enemy, opposed to something like Swipe might target your own stuff, so it could be bad. But right, so like half the time it's like a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Almost to the 30% of the time it's a really good thing. And then if your board is empty and your opponent's board is full, the chance of a bad thing happening goes down significantly. Like a really bad thing. There's a couple cards, like one of them is like power overwhelming this thing, and then it just dies instantly at the end of your turn.
Right.
That's like the worst possible thing, because it's just then 5 mana, do nothing.
Of course. Which is obviously not what you want at all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I still don't think that really changes my opinion on this mage card, but I think it's gonna be fun to use, but I don't think it's gonna be that great of a card.
If it's good 2/3 of the time, I think on average he figured it out to be. So, would you play a card that can sometimes just win you the game?
Yes, but it can also sometimes lose you the game.
Like,
Well, if you board clear yourself.
you don't play it on when you have a full board. Think of it as a matter bomber
That's true, you don't play Matter Bomber on full board either.
when you have your full board.
Okay, that's true. Anyways, let's move on to card number 64, Shifting Shade. It's a 4-mana 4/3 priest minion. Death Rattle, copy a card from your opponent's deck and add it to your hand. What do you think of Shifting Shade?
So, this was Maz's card. And he said, basically, uh, uh, he predicts the meta's gonna slow down and stuff. Because everybody thinks Big Game Hunter's gonna get nerfed. Stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody thinks it's gonna slow down, so then if you play this and you copy your opponent's whatever Sylvanas, and now you have 2 Sylvanas in your deck or something, that right there is like a huge advantage, right? And if you think about it, right, if you compare this to Yeti, right, the 4/5, just the basic vanilla, nothing special,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the reason that's so good, so let's say your Yeti kills your average 3 drop and takes 3 or 4 damage, right? It's still a 4/2 contesting the board, right? Well, the difference with this is the average, like, so this one will die, and instead of contesting the board, it will give you that 1 card advantage.
Which
So
could
it's
be very
like,
important in games like in control games.
like, which one would you rather have? Would you rather have a creature contesting the board or a card advantage, right?
Right.
Technically, they are the same thing, because if you have a card advantage, it's the same as you have 1 extra card, or a creature contesting the board, your Yeti kills 1 extra thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's a card advantage. But it's like, so the difference with the Yeti is your card advantage is on the board, and this card, your card advantage is in your hand. That's the difference, really.
Anyway, I like Shifting Shade. I think it's gonna be almost at least a 1-of in every deck.
No, it's the only priest minion that will be in standard that will have Death Rattle. So the museum curator will get it with like a very high chance. That's another thing there. So far, they might release another Death Rattle, then no. But so far, it's the only Death Rattle priest minion that will be in standard.
Well. Alright, card number 65, Embrace the Shadow. It's another priest spell, or it's another priest card, but this time it's a spell. It's a 2-mana spell. This turn, your healing effects deal damage instead. What do you think?
So if you compare this to Aconite Soul Priest or whatever,
Which is 4 cost, right? Or
the
5?
4 cost,
4 or 4.
what's
2/5, I think?
4 cost 3, 4.
I thought Aconite was 2-5.
No. 4 costs 2, 4.
It's
Your
3-5.
healing
Which 4 costs
effects
3-5?
do damage instead of heal. That card bases the ability off of 1 and a bit mana, because 3 mana 3/4 is like premium stats, right?
Okay, it's a 4 mana 3-5, but okay.
Yeah, I knew that, right? So for 1 extra mana, you get +1 health and the ability of the card, right? You understand what I mean?
Sure. Yes. Sorry. Yes, I'm here. I get it.
Okay.
Sorry.
So it puts the ability at 1 mana +1 health, right?
Uh-huh.
So then it's like, well, would you play this card for 2 mana? So the real question is, the only deck that I see this being played in is Prophet Velen with Emperor Thursan. Play one of these, Flash Heal, Mind Blast, weird combo deck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, in a regular deck, it's like, do you need a 2 mana, what's it called, Flame Strike? Not often, really. And if you did, why wouldn't you just play the 4 mana kill everything with like little attack?
Right. Anyways.
So, only in combo, I think.
Yeah, I don't see it. It's definitely not a must-add, and probably fits this very specific role, and I'm not even sure if it will go into those type of decks, if they're created. So I think it's below average in decks that don't use it, and just average in decks that do. Moving on to card number 66, second last card, Thistle Tea. It's a 6-mana rogue spell. Draw a card, add 2 extra copies of it to your hand. What do you think of Thistle Tea?
I don't think it'll be played because there's a couple cards that you just don't want to copy, and it's 6 mana do nothing if you copy. Sprint, for example.
Okay, it's 5 mana worth value-wise because drawing a card's 1 mana value. So
It's 6. It doesn't cost 6.
it costs 6, but drawing a card has a value of 1. So it's like 5 mana do nothing. Then
What are you talking about?
Drawing a card has like it's like the
Drawing. I'm saying no. That's low. When you add effects together in Hearthstone, they cost more. So, for example, drawing 2 cards, Arcane Intellect, is 3. See how it costs more?
Isn't Arcane Intellect 3 anyway?
Yeah, so it costs 1 extra mana. Even though the drawing 1 card is worth about 1 mana, drawing 2 cards is worth 3 mana.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Drawing 3 cards is worth 5 mana, and drawing 4 cards is worth 7 mana. So it doesn't increase by 1 every time, right?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But
okay.
the point is, right, there's certain cards in your deck that if you copy, you'll just lose because it's like 6 mana, draw 1 card. Like Sprint, you don't want to play 3 sprints. Why? So unless you're playing Nil Rogue or something like that, right? You're not going to play this card because why not just draw your deck, right? Most rogues currently are all like aggro-isk kind of combo aggro type rogues, right?
Right.
So why do you want to draw 3 of 1 card when you could draw 1 of that card and 3 other cards for 1 more mana?
Right.
So unless it's control rogue, why?
I believe you're right. I see what you're saying. Anyways, I don't play Rogue, so I don't really have tons of an opinion, but doesn't seem super great. But imagine the fun you could have with 3 Emperor Thorisans. Moving on to card number 67, and that's right, ladies and gentlemen, 67, we are halfway through of every single Old Gods card. It's a Priest Minion Shadowcaster. It's a 5 mana 4/4 battle cry. Choose a friendly minion. Add a 1/1 copy to your hand that costs 1. What do you think of this card, Falcofart?
I don't understand how they think this is worse than the legendary card. Like, why is the legendary significantly worse than this card?
Legendary's Herald Volage, right?
The one that like copies all your stuff.
I think that's Herald Volage.
It doesn't matter. It's whatever. It like I don't like this card, right? You just need any big minion to survive. 1/1 copy in your hand, it says.
Yes, into your hand.
So that means you get the battle cry as well.
That's correct.
So it's
OPF.
pretty much an auto include, in my opinion.
For me.
Because why wouldn't you put this in, right? Dragon Priest, right? I'd take another Ysera, Nefarian, right? That's an extra 2 spells for 1 mana, right? And then there's like other stuff that's just decent to copy.
Just
like
for the effect.
Museum Curator. You could copy Museum Curator.
Mm-hmm. Thorsan.
Right?
You get that one of those.
Priest doesn't play Thorsan that much. Unless it's a combo priest.
Okay, this is a rogue card though.
Is it?
Yep.
Thought it was priest.
No. Well, at least I think it's rogue. It's not priest. I'll tell you that 100% it's not priest. But it could be warrior too. Shadowcaster. I don't know. I'm colorblind and I don't know what card text looks like. It's a rogue card.
Oh,
Has
yeah,
to be a
it's
rogue.
rogue. Oh, then you're just gonna copy your there's certain, what's that rogue card called? You know what I'm talking about? That one?
No.
You're probably gonna copy your SI7 agent with this. That's what it's called, right? S17 or SI7?
I think it's SI7, but it must be. I think it actually says S17, but I think people say SI7.
Anyways, are you searching that up right now?
Very OP card. Oh, I was looking up Herald Volage. He is the card I was thinking of.
Yeah.
He's the one that summons a 1/1 copy of all your minions.
Yeah, I don't see how this is very balanced. Do you? Like, don't you think this card is significantly better than that card?
I would say it's quite OP. I would say.
Right, because it's like you're getting card advantage. The only problem is your opponent knows what that one card is, right?
Right.
That's the only.
But you're still getting 4/4 on the board.
Yeah.
Too. So it's not even like it's just a spell. According to the Hearthstone poll, 47.9% of people think it's very good. 29% of people say it's meta-defining. 19.3% of people say it's playable. 3.1 says it's bad, and 0.7 says dust it.
0.7? There's probably the one guy, like... There's probably one guy, right?
Probably.
If you think about it.
Yeah, but a lot of things, like, maybe Van Cleef would be okay to copy.
Oh yeah, Van Cleef is 100% okay to copy because it's the combo, right? So basically it's... You get Van Cleef, but it has -1/-1. Oh, what a bummer. Alright, like, sometimes you're playing Van Cleef as a 10/10. Oh no, the copied Van Cleef is only a 9/9. Alright. That's halfway through already? What's the date where they're doing the stream to reveal a whole bunch of new cards?
I actually don't know. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's April 20-something. You didn't know that was a thing? Anyway, I might be incorrect.
What do you mean?
It might not be a thing. I heard it, but I don't know if it's correct.
I don't know about it, but I only look up Whispers of the Old God stuff when we do our videos. Oh, imagine a Cthulhu. That'd be good.
So my question is,
Cthulhu.
if you somehow find a way to copy your Cthulhu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it retain all the buffs? Or is it like a completely... That's my question.
Does it matter? It's still
Yeah.
6
No,
random
no, no.
things.
No, but my thing is, right, you have a 14-14 Cthulhu in your hand, and you play him, right? And you're in wild mode. Somebody kills him with duplicate active. Okay? Does your Cthulhu when it goes back in your hand, is he a 14-14? Or is he a 6-6?
I think he has to be a 14-14. Well, Shadowcaster would make it a 1-1, but... Oh, so I
No,
guess
but
Cthulhu would be useless. I don't know. Questions? We'll have to know.
if you have 2 in your hand and you play whatever, Twilight Summoner or whatever that card's called, something that buffs it, does it buff both? Does it buff only the original, right? Does it buff...
Imagine a Sylvanas.
Also, if you get like what's it called? Resurrect, the priest card, right?
I think it keeps its buffs.
If your Cthulhu died,
I think
right?
it keeps its buffs.
Yeah, yeah. That's not my question. If your Cthulhu died, and you play some more buff cards, and then you resurrect your Cthulhu, does it get more buffs?
I think so, because it's wherever it is, so even in your discard pile.
Yeah, but is that how the interaction works?
Oh, well, I guess we'll have to see, but I would have to assume so.
And it doesn't read give your Cthulhu's wherever they are. It reads gives your Cthulhu, right? So is it only the original?
That's true. I don't know. We'll have to see. Well, that is half of the cards in the new expansion, ladies and
Doesn't
gentlemen.
care.
We are there. Halfway mark. So we'll see you back next week, where we'll go over the next set of cards. Maybe Dynamite 7 will be back, maybe not. But thanks for watching this episode of the Whispers of the Old Gods Breakdown. I'll see you all next week. Peace out.